So I'm introducing a series of spots with a church history theme, as Matt has mentioned. Why church history matters, I think, makes us better people. And the first reason is because God knows that we need heroes, and heroes with warts. God has hardwired us to imitate, to be natural-born copycats. Imitate me as I imitate Christ, said Paul to the Corinthians. Remember your leaders and imitate their faith, says the writer to the Hebrews. Don't imitate evil, but imitate good, says John. Imitate me, says John Wesley to a friend from Oxford days, Samuel Furley. Furley saw the way by nature, by inclination, by upbringing. Wesley was most at home in libraries and lecture halls. But he also saw the way Wesley had reinvented himself, the way he spoke, so that the marginalised and the left out in British society could understand him. For Furley, Wesley was a hero, and he wanted to imitate him. And Wesley gave him some tips. If we think with the wise, he said, we must speak with the vulgar. We should constantly use the most common, little, easy words which our language affords. And here's the thing, Wesley had learnt this lesson the hard way. When I'd been a member of the university about 10 years, I wrote and talked much as you do now. But when I talked to plain people in the town, they gaped and stared. This quickly obliged me to alter my style and adopt the language of those that I spoke to. Wesley practiced what he preached, quite literally, in fact. He got people to listen to his sermons before he preached them and told them to pull him up every time that he used a 3-syllable word, get him to replace it with something more simple, something everyone could understand. Plain truth for plain people was his preaching motto. And yet there's dignity in this simplicity, which is not disagreeable to those of the highest rank, he went on. You are a Christian minister, speaking and writing to save souls. Have this end always in your eye, and you will never designedly use a hard word. Use all the sense, learning, and fire you have, forgetting yourself and remembering only that these are the souls for whom Christ died. John Wesley was a hero, and God knows that we need heroes. Heroes like Abraham, who the writer to the Hebrews reminds us obeyed when he was called to go out to a place that he was to receive as an inheritance, and he went out not knowing where he was going. Heroes like Moses, who considered the reproach of Christ greater wealth than the treasures of Egypt, for he was looking to the reward. Heroes, but heroes with warts, like Abraham, who not once but twice passed his wife off as his sister. Like Moses, who disobeyed God and died before entering the promised land. Like John Wesley, a hero, but a hero with warts. Although he preached the possibility of Christian perfection, he was a work in progress, aren't we all? He had an unfortunate habit of caricaturing Calvinism and slandering Calvinists, his friend George Whitefield excepted. His marriage was a debacle. In fact, he hadn't seen his wife for many, many, many years when he heard that she'd died and already been buried. He had a reputation for being autocratic and imperious. No one person succeeded Wesley as the leader of Methodism, and that was by his own design. Wesley was a hero with warts. He was a man, a deeply flawed man, captivated by a deep awareness that it's by grace alone that we're saved. He embraced the Apostle Paul's vision and was prepared to become all things to all people in order to win some, even if that meant letting go of prestige, status, and comfort. God gave him eyes to see that there is a mission field right on his own doorstep, and that as disciples of Jesus, we can cross cultures without even leaving our own postcode. For all of his warts, as one of evangelicalism's founding fathers, John Wesley is an encouragement, a heroic encouragement for us to go and do likewise.